Okay, so let's solve an example. So we're going to solve this first one. Write a Java program to calculate and print the area of a rectangle with sides that the user enters. This is the same program that we wrote before with the rectangle solver, only this time we're actually going to use a scanner to prompt the user for the values. Come to our familiar Java JDoodle program. Going to go ahead and start a new JDoodle with an example. Let's get rid of all the comments and some of this boilerplate. Okay, so now we've got this. I'm going to call this rectangle solver with input. We might call the project. I need an import here. Import Java dot. Let's see if we can go back and see the imports here. We're going to use the imports java.util.scanner is the one we want. Java.util.scanner. Okay, we'll put a blank line in there. So the first thing I want to do is define the scanner. Then I want to do a prompt for the value for the side one. I want to do the next line on the scanner to let the user enter that in. I'll repeat those two statements for side two. Then I'll do some math and a printout. So the first thing I want is to declare an instance of the scanner. Scanner sc equals new scanner from system.in semicolon. Okay, made some typing mistakes there. So we fixed those. So this is a declaration of a variable. The variable name is sc. The data type is scanner, and I'm assigning it to a new scanner, system.in. This means that I will be able to read the scanner, read input from the user on the command line. Whenever I create a scanner, I also want to close it. I want to close the scanner. So we can type that in. We'll come back and do that later. Okay. So next thing I want to do is I want to prompt the user to tell them what to enter. So in this case, I want them to enter side one. So I'm going to do an output message, system.out.println. Please enter side one. Okay. So this is whenever we stop to read input from the user, we want to tell them what to do. So we have to give them an instruction so that they understand what we're asking them to do. Then I'm going to say string input equals scanner.nextLine. Okay. Now that I've read that in, I can convert that to an integer. See, we're following this example, is what we're doing. Okay, so the next one is using the parseInt value. Int side one equals integer dot parseInt input. Keep track of your capitalization here. String is capitalized. This parseInt, the integer, this is a class, the integer data type class, and so it's uppercase. This is not the same as int. Int here is the primitive data type, but integer is a wrapper class that gives us things like parseInt and other tools that we can use to manipulate integers. So we've got that. So now we have side one. So now I can do this again. Prompt for side two, read the scanner, convert the scanner input into another integer variable. Let's do the prompt system.out.println. Please enter side two. Fix the spelling, semicolon. Now I can do the input. In this case, I don't need string input because I've already defined the input variable. Okay, I've defined it and used it here. I defined it as the value and assigned the value of next line. I then converted the value of input into the side one integer data type. So now I don't want to define it again. So I use input equals scanner.nextLine. Okay. And then I can go ahead and do int side two equals integer.parseInt input. Okay, let's go ahead and run this because I've typed a bunch of code and I want to make sure I haven't made any mistakes. So if I run this, I should get two prompts. Please enter side 1, 10. Please enter side 2, 16. Okay, and then my program ends. So you notice that there's a little bit of a lag there in between when I was typing things in and waiting. So if just wait for JDoodle. Sometimes it can take a second to run some of the code. So don't just let it work. So now I've entered the data, and I can go ahead and do the calculation. So we're going to do double area equals. Actually, that's going to be an int for a rectangle because we're doing ints on the sides. Int area equals side 1 times side 2. Then I'll go ahead and do the system.out.println area area. Okay, let's go ahead and run that. Oops, I've made a mistake. It says semicolon is expected. It looks like I just put a blank space in there by mistake. So this should really be side 2. That's a spelling mistake. I misspelled the variable name side 2. So what I had was a blank space in there between side and 2. That should be all one variable name. So let's go ahead and execute that again. Please enter side 1, 13. Give it a minute to calculate. Please enter side 2, 17. Area 221. Okay. All right. So that's our example. There'll be subsequent videos in the module for the other two examples if you want to follow through those as well.